Welcome back for another episode of Travel with John and Christine. This time we're travelling to Clare and to Hahndorf, not far from Adelaide, for some winter getaways. Clare is just a 1 hour drive from home and a perfect place for a romantic winter getaway. There are so many options for accommodation, and we chose to stay at Brown's house, just outside of Clare. It's a 100-year-old fully restored cottage with an open fireplace, crawford bath and breakfast supplies. Brown's house is set in a peaceful location. If you're lucky, Jasper, the resident lab, may pay you a visit. Clare is in the mid-north of South Australia and only 136 kilometres from Adelaide, and is a well-known wine region, its signature being Riesling. So we obviously chose a few wineries to visit, starting at Pikes and then going to Paulette's nearby. We chose to eat at Paulette's in the relaxed cellar door. We had platters paired with wines, all while enjoying the spectacular views across the Clare Valley. We then visited Seven Hill Cellars, one of the oldest wineries in Australia. We enjoyed a wine tasting and also ventured into the cellar and wandered through where the wine barrels are stored. Seven Hill has a long history, being the place where the Jesuits, who fled persecution in Europe, settled and established their mission, built gardens and orchards, and where a college was founded alongside a ministry. The St. Aloysius Church was built in 1875 and is on the site of where the Seven Hill Cellars are now. Mass is still conducted there every Saturday. Driving on from Seven Hill, we headed east and ended in the historic township of Mintaro, where there is a predominance of early Victorian buildings. We visited the Mintaro maze and wandered through the magnificent conifer hedges. There's also a gift shop and a coffee shop to visit. In the centre of Mintaro is the historic Magpie and Stump Hotel, which is rich in character and charm and a lovely spot to stop for a refreshment, a meal, or even stay the night. We also visited Martindale Hall just outside of Mintaro, a grand country mansion built in 1879 by a wealthy farming family. The mansion is now operating as a museum. It is a real step back in time and definitely worth a visit. Continuing our drive east, we drove to Burra, another beautiful historic town, and was declared a State Heritage Town in 1994 and is one of the best preserved towns of the Victorian era in Australia. It is an important regional centre for surrounding farming communities. I would recommend going to Clare and the Clare Valley and spend at least 4 days having a look around the area. Another beautiful location for a winter getaway is Hahndorf in the Adelaide Hills. Hahndorf was settled in 1839 by Lutheran immigrants. Stayed in a renovated dairy on the outskirts of town with a warm fireplace and lovely rural views. North of Hahndorf, the Cedars houses the studio and art of German-born landscape artist Hans Heissen and his fourth child and talented artist in her own right, Nora Heissen. You can tour both studios of Hans and Nora and spend time wandering along the artist's walk to discover some of Hans Heissen's favoured painting sites. You can also wander through the gardens surrounding the house and also visit the inside of the family home. The Adelaide Hills has many attractions to visit. We stopped in at Ambleside Distillers and had a gin tasting outside on the deck with lovely lush green garden views. In Hahndorf, there are so many different places to eat, and after checking reviews, we chose to have a platter and wine at Roots and Reasons Cafe and then enjoyed a German-style brew at the Hahndorf Inn. We then ventured out into the hills and visited Shaw and Smith Winery, the Nepenthe Cellar Door and the Lane Vineyard. We've put together some lists of names of places we would recommend to visit in both Clare and Hahndorf. They're both beautiful places to visit both in winter and all year round. Thanks for coming along on our journey. Please subscribe to our channel and continue to discover where we go next. So that's it for this episode. Please join us next time. See you later.